Hello friends, welcome to new video in which we will discuss some TCS NQT programming logic questions. Okay, so let us see. So this is the question. Try solving it before we will conclude. We will move to the solution. So try solving this question. So this is the pseudo code we have been given, and you have to find what will be the output. Okay, so I hope many of you might have solved this. So see, in these types of question, students generally face problem in this one. Suppose x minus minus and minus minus x. So this in this video we will discuss what is the difference. Okay, so in this question, I think many of you might have done wrong, or many of you might have done correct also. If you have done correct, then it's nice. But see, what is the difference? So in this case, basically you will be given like these are the integers. You are given the value of x and y, and we have to find the value of k and l, and k is nothing but we have to solve this division and this one. Okay, and then print k and l. Now see, whenever you have x minus minus, it means that for now it will be x. Like in this case, k equals to k will be 8 by 4. K will be 8 by 4, which is nothing but 2. Now in this case, if you have minus minus and minus minus before, so the difference is, if you have x minus minus, it means the value of x will not be decreased now. In both the case there is minus 1, like x minus 1, but if the minus minus is after, it means for now, whatever equation this is, now the value will not be decreased, but if again we get x, then it will be decreased. And if you have minus minus before or dash dash before, it means value will be decreased now. Like in this case, suppose, let me give you an example. Suppose I have x equals to 8. Now if I try to print x minus minus, then do you know what it will be printed? It will print 8. It will print 8, not 7. 7 will not be printed. 8 will be printed. Okay, so minus minus do not decrease the value now. So for this x, it will not be decreased. But if again x comes, like if after this print, again if I write print x for the same value of x equals to 8, so after this print it will be 8 only, but after this print it will be 7. So I hope it is clear. So minus minus do not decrease the value for this x, but all the future x, means whatever x will come in the future, for that it will be decreased. It will be minus 1. But if the same question, if I do minus minus x and then x, so this will print 7, not 8. So minus minus if comes before, then it is saying to print, or it is saying that decrease the value now only for this x only. So it will print 7, and this will also print 7. So this is the difference between two. Keep this thing in mind, because see, these types of question are frequent. If you, I think if you know to solve all the parts you have solved, but just for a single statement you can do wrong. So I hope it is clear the difference. Dash dash before comes, it means decrease the value now only for this x, and if it comes after, it means for this x value will not be decreased, but after while if another x again comes, then it will be decreased. Sorry. Okay, so in this case k will be 8 by 4. It will not be 7 by 3 or anything like that. It will be 8 by 4. X will not decrease the value now. Okay, and the L will be 6 by 2. Now you would say why? Because we know that minus minus decrease for one time. So why after 8 directly we come to 6? So the reason is, in this case minus 1 was not taking place. But what I said you, if this minus minus comes after, it means for all the future x, one value is already decreased. So the moment we come here, so now x is already 7 and y is already 3. So after this execution, k is already 7, sorry, x is already 7 and y is already Okay, so for this division it will be 8 and 4, but just after this division it will become 7 and 3. Okay, now we will come to L, and as I told you, if dash dash is already in the first, so it is saying to decrease now. So again it will decrease -1, so now x will become 6, and for y also it will say that decrease -1 now, so again y will be decreased to -1 and it will be 2. So it will be 6 by 2 and 8 by 4. So 8 by 4 is nothing but 2 and 6 by 2 is 3. So 2 and 3. Option C will be the correct answer. So I hope you got the point. So if you do not, please watch the video again. I have discussed everything. So the difference between dash dash x minus minus and minus minus x. Okay. And if you still have any doubt, I will be discussing more questions on this topic. Then it will be clear. So this was the first question. Okay. So this is the second question. You can pause the video and you can try. Okay, so I think this question is a bit easy. There is no logic to apply. So just we have, so this is the code written in C programming language. So let us see one by one. So this line is very simple, just it is an integer. This is a double, values given. So just we have to look into this thing. So it is saying to print the size of A and size of B. Okay, now size of functions basically output the size, like size of integer in bytes, size of float, double, etc. So size of basically print the size. And after this question, if you do not know, just remember this. So in this case, the solution will be 4 and 8 directly, because size of A is nothing but integer. So size of integer is 4 byte and size of B, which is double. So size of double is 8 byte. So this is means all these things are fixed. So you can remember this, and there are different sizes for long int also, and then unsigned int. So all this value you can remember, you can go through the table. But for this question, it will be 4 and 8. So just we have to print the size of int 4, size of float, size of double 8. So just 4 and 8 will be printed. So this was the second question. Now, this is a bit, I think, difficult, you can say. Like these are not frequently asked, but this is a bit difficult. Although not difficult, but this is not common. So I would suggest you to please be careful. Okay. So in this question, there are just 2 lines of code. So this is again a code written in C programming language. And what it is saying that, what is the output of the following code when input carries y? Now, in this case, input is given. Why? Because we have been using scanf. So if you are familiar with C programming language, scanf basically takes input from user. So that's why in the question you have been given that input is y. Okay. Now, so this line is basically just a char. This is the variable, and this is a second line which is important. So in this case, you might be seeing something new. So there is basically scanf inside printf. So I think many of you might not have seen this. So there is one scanf, and this have been given inside printf. So what does this mean? So basically, just remember this, whatever I am saying. Whenever scanf function is given, so what it will do? It will take the input. As you can see, input char is given. So this code, I hope many of you know, this will basically take the input and will store it in input char. And what it will store? It will store y. But what it will return? Because the thing it will return, then only it will be printed. So just remember this, scanf returns basically 1. Remember this, scanf returns 1 if the input that it is trying to take is successful. Means this scanf function is successful, it will return 1. If the scanf function is not successful, then it will return 0. And if you have not provided input at all, then it will return -1. 3 things you have to remember. Okay, so in this case of scanf, suppose in question this input may not have been given. So if you run this, it will be -1. because this scanf will return -1. It did not get what it wanted. But in this case, it was trying to get some character and we got it right. So if everything is well, so scanf will return okay, this execution is successful, then it will return 1. So in this case, 1 will be printed. So this thing you have to keep in mind. For maximum cases, this will become 1. If the input, whatever it is asking, he got, or scanf function got whatever it is asking. So in this case also, since we were asking for some character, we got it, so it will return 1 and that 1 will be printed. So B option will be the answer. So these were the questions. So I will, and there are different types of questions already I have discussed. So you can go to the TCS playlist and you can try solving maximum number of questions. So the more question you will solve, the more practice you will get. So all these types of question, if it is new to you, just keep this thing in mind, it will be helpful. So, and if you have not understood any concept that I have discussed, you can write in the comment section and I will reply. So this was all from my side. Thank you guys, take care.